Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raja Option Trading. Today is March 4th, 2023. Hope you're all doing well. In today's segment, we'll take a look at stocks with very high short ratio and see how to profit from it. So let's start with a quick market update and jump ahead. Look, from a market perspective, market is generally trending down. But look, last 2 days we had a nice rally in most of the stock indices. This is S&P 500. It's a 3-month chart. Look, 2 great days in the market. And same story, Dow Jones Industrial Average, 3 great days as you can see here, 3 candles which are green. And we got Nasdaq which is also doing great, 2 green candles. And most of the averages, look, Russell is doing well, and we got bonds are going higher, and look, yield is coming down, which is 10-year. That's also a good sign. And crude oil is jumping higher. It's taking energy prices along with it, so energy is going higher. And look, gold is slightly creeping higher. It could be a good sign to slowly buy some gold on the down days. And dollar is, generally it went higher, but now it's coming lower, mainly because interest rate is coming lower. So overall in this market, I will be a little bit careful, mainly because it's a Fed driven market. Just because one Fed head said things are going to be, things are looking slightly better, and it's 25 basis point hike, does not mean we are off to a race here. So I will be extremely careful. And these rallies are a good time to really sell some of your stocks, and also buy some puts at the top, or even sell some sell some call spread at the top and make some money that way. So with that I will take you into a S&P 500 chart. Look, we got S&P 500 chart. Pay attention to the red line here. This is the 200-day moving average. Look, 200-day moving average is right here, and the stock closed about 200-day moving average. So this is a good sentimental indicator for most of the technical traders. They love to see stock price, or a ETF price in this case, about 200-day moving average. So S&P 500, in this case SPY, closed about 200-day moving average. So that's a sigh of relief for most of the technical analysis type folks here. So I would not be within that gang at this time, mainly because look what's happening here. We got stock going about 200-day moving average, and it came down, and it came about 200-day moving average, as you can see here, and knocked down again, went higher, stock went higher, knocked down again. So I would see same pattern here. As it goes slightly higher, it can be knocked down. So as of late here, 200-day moving average is acting as a resistance level, mainly because it's a Fed driven market, and folks are worried about Fed raising the interest rate. Look, if Fed raises the interest rate by 25 basis points and keep the rates at the higher level, then we don't have too much catalyst for the stock market to go higher. That's why I will be a little bit careful here, and I will use these rallies to really sell some call options at the top here, or even call spreads here. And when the market comes down, sell some put spreads here at the bottom, or even sell some put options. That's a great strategy, working out pretty well in this market. All right, now let's jump in here and look at some big picture. I will take you to fear and greed index from CNN. Look, last week we were in the greed mode here. Last week, as you can see here, we are at 60. And all the way from 60 right here, we came back to 50, which is a neutral zone. After 2 days of nice rally, we are at 50 right now. So next week I could see some profit taking here. We can go back to maybe say 50 or something along those lines, even lower for that matter. So we'll be slightly careful here. This is not the market to buy right away. You got to wait till Fed makes some statement and provides some support to the market. Right now, I don't see that happening. Folks are really buying some risky assets like stocks, especially NASDAQ stocks. So that's not a good sign. That tells you market can come down. So that you got to be careful here. All right, so look, we'll basically go into one of my favorite tool here, which is tradietics.com. Look, I love this tool here. It's a right now I'm in a free version of the tool. You can register yourself to the free version by providing your user ID and sign up. So look, I'm in a 15-day time period right now. Look what's happening here. As I click here, materials is going higher. There is some hope in the market that there may be some funding for infrastructure projects. That's why materials are going higher. And then we got here industrials going higher. Again, some of these big industrials are very much required as Fed funds these infra projects. And then we got here consumer staples, which is a safe haven. That's coming down, indicating folks are really buying the risky asset at this time. And then you got energy going higher. If the energy cools off slightly, I would be buying some energy like I've done like last 2 weeks ago or so. And look, we got utilities going higher, and look, S&P 500 going higher, and we got financials also going higher, and look, we got communications. Think about Facebook and so on and so forth. That's going higher also. And then finally at the end we got real estate going higher and consumer discretionary going higher. Folks are buying these big ticket items. Think about Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's, and so on and so forth. And look, as you go forward here, I think healthcare is also slightly going higher. So it gives you an idea what's going on here. Folks are putting money into the risky assets here and hoping market will go higher. All right, next we'll go into my favorite platform when it comes to short squeeze, which is really finviz.com. So if you have a free version of Finviz, then you could go into you can go into the ownership tab here, and Finviz gives you nice view here. Look, from a filter perspective, I keep it very simple. I want to make sure the price is more than $1. It's not a penny stock, because those are very, very, very risky. And I'm making sure the short float is over 10%, so that way there's a hope that stock will go higher. And finally, I want to make sure the current volume is more than 1 million shares traded, so that way these are more liquid type stocks here. If you have a free version here, you go into the ownership tab, and look, you can sort by short float here. I have here short float. Top stock with a high short float is Silvergate, as you can see here, ticker symbol SI. So since I got the elite version, which is a subscription, which is around say $300 per year, which is very good. You could go into a custom tab here. Look, the moment you have elite membership, you could go and choose what columns you want to see, what attributes you want to see in the custom screener. I've selected few attributes, as you can see here. That's what shows up in the custom layout. Look, I got custom layout right here. That's what I'm showing in the custom layout, as you can see here. All right, next what we'll do is we'll basically remove the filters here, or get rid of the settings here. And look, it's a very simple criteria, and with this criteria we got around 223 stocks selected, as you can see here. All right, so once you have this here, you pay attention very closely to a couple of things. One is pay attention to the insider transactions and institutional transactions. That tells you what are the insider doing. Are they buying, are they selling, and what's going on here. And as you scan through here, we got Marathon Digital here, which is again a crypto mining company. Look, insiders are buying. That's a good sign here. And as you look through here, we got FRSH here. Look, insiders are buying nicely. Institutions also buying. So you keep attention, pay attention to what insiders are doing and what institutions are doing. Look, we got LAZR, the EV play. Look, both insiders and institutions are buying. Stock is rallying. And next I would pay attention to the RSI, or relative strength index. So if the relative strength index is super hot, like look, we got LAZR right here. For LAZR, as you can see here, look at the relative strength index, 72. This platform here, Finviz, will highlight anything over 70 in a red font here. So this tells you it's super hot here. Don't chase at this time. Wait for it to come down. Same story here. We got MTC super hot. Look at that RSI here. I would wait for it to cool off here. Its RSI is 83. As you can see here, that's super hot. And we got one more here, VTNR. Look at that RSI. It's 80. So I would not jump in at this time here. I would wait for it to cool off here. Just by looking at the RSI, you could even understand how the stock performance is. The moment RSI is 80, as you can see here, you could be rest assured stock went up in last couple of weeks here. Look, 1 week high, 1 month high, and so on and so forth. That kind of tells you it's a back of the napkin way of understanding the performance. Just by looking at the RSI, you can understand what was stock's performance, at least in last 14 days or so, because it's the last 14-day based RSI. All right, so you should also pay attention to one more thing here. We got float. As you can see, we got float. Let's see here. Current right here, we got float here. You want to make sure you want to look at low floaters, so especially float below 100 million shares. That's always a good one here. For example, Silvergate here, it's a 25 million float. That's typically a good sign here, but you got to be slightly careful. This bank is facing some existential criteria, Basically, there is some news about ongoing concern here. So there may be some bankruptcy looming. That's why stock came down promptly. So what we'll do is we'll look at few stocks here into a little more detail and go from there. Look, we look at Silvergate here. Look, as you look through Silvergate, if you have a Finviz Elite membership, you can select multiple things here. Look from a chart perspective. Look, stock came down. Look at the drop here. Nice drop here, gap down, as you can see here. And look, RSI promptly came down here. Now it's trying to stabilize, as you can see here. And importantly, look what's going on here. This Silvergate is a crypto bank, as many of you know here. From a revenue perspective, last couple of years, earnings per share went high nicely, sales went high nicely, shares outstanding went higher in 2021. They wanted some money, they issued some equity, as you can see here. Look what went on. Most of these big analysts downgraded the bank here on March 2nd. Look, March 2nd, 3 downgrades here. JP Morgan, Compass Point, and so on and so forth here. So everybody's worried about this company here. There is some ongoing concern. Look, there is news from Fortune here. Crypto favorite bank is on the brink. There is some concern that this bank may go under. Look, we got very famous folks like Fortune and even Barron's kind of saying, hey, there is some issue here. So that's why you got to be careful here. If you're a speculator, you could buy some here. But if you're not a speculator, you're a conservative type player, I would say don't buy here. And look, there is all this news going on here. Everybody's worried about this here. Look, there is a downgrade here. Moody, which is a respectable company, they downgrade Silvergate's rating after the concern warning. There is a concern about company going under. That's why they're downgrading the rating here. And look, from a income perspective, as you scan through here, look, you got net income, and I can go into quarterly mode here because we looked at the yearly. Look, net income on a quarterly basis for the year ending 12/31/2022. Look at that negative $1.047 billion. That tells you, even though they did well, look, they've done well in in the past quarters, it's positive, but a quarter ending 12/31. They have a huge negative $1 billion, which is a loss. That's why stock is not doing great. And all this FTX debacle, crypto debacle, is causing some issue for this company. And look, as you scan through here, nothing much going on. Nobody, insiders are not buying. Instead, insiders are selling, as you can see here, which is not a great sign. And next, I will take you to a couple places here. I will take you to TradingView. Look, TradingView, I got a 1 year chart here. If I go, probably let's go start with a 1 day chart here. In a 1 day chart, clearly look, stock dropped big time, as you can see here. And the lazy bear indicator is telling you stock is getting deteriorated, as you can see here. But as you look at the shorter term here, look at the 1 hour. Look, in 1 hour chart, it tells a different story here. It tells you after the huge big drop, look big drop here, it's improving, as you can see here. And lazy bear indicator is wrapping higher, it's going higher, as you can see here. These red bars are becoming shorter. That tells you, hey, there is some hope that this stock can go higher if they get some money from outside, and if they can shore up their balance sheet with some positive cash injection here, the stock can go higher. That's why it's slightly going higher, but you got to be careful here. They also postponed their earnings statement here because probably they're not too comfortable at this time. That's why they postponed their earnings. If you are a daredevil, you could buy here. But if you're a conservative type investor or a conservative type player, I would say don't buy. But I know this company very well, and I'm slowly buying some position here as it tanks down here. It's completely speculative. I'm okay to lose that money. That's why I'm buying slowly at these levels here, and hoping the stock will go higher. There may be some positive news. Fully understanding I may lose my deposit or lose my money. All right, let's go back to this chart here. I'll take you back to this platform here. We got a few more here. We got BBBY. Look, this is I would say this also has some ongoing concern, as many of you know here. Stock, as you can see here, did not do much here. Look, stock is kind of coming down, as you can see here. I would say at this point I would not have too much hope on this one also here. As you can scan through here, look, sales are dropping down nicely, and shares outstanding that's a good story. Looks like they're buying some shares. This company always buys back, but that's a waste of their money. Look, company not making money here. Negative EPS, as you can see here. There's a downgrade on Feb 7th, as you can see here. So not pretty picture here as you scan through here, as you go through here quarterly here. Look, from a net income perspective, look what's going on here. Net income is dropping down here. That's also not a pretty picture here. That's why I'm not big on this one also. And look, from an insider perspective, insiders are selling. Look, we got Arnold Gustavo here. He's selling. And we got one more 10% owner selling big time here, which is August 18, which is a while ago, as you can see here. And what I would do is I would do one more thing here for both these companies. Let's first start with the Silvergate. I love to look at one of my favorite tool here, which is optionstrat. For the folks who want to get optionstrat, it's a free tool. It's you can just register a free account. You get a lot of great information. But if you want a paid account, you could do it by paying around $125 per year for an annual subscription, which is very, very low price. So you could go to optionstrat.com here. Typically what I do is I look at my high short interest stock. Let's start with the going to flow here. I would say going to flow summary here. As you go to flow summary, right now you could put a ticker symbol here. Let's start with first one here, which is Silvergate. I would say SI, and click on it. Look, it tells you what's happening on last Friday. Last Friday we got 36 trades here, which are positive, and we got nice $5.7 million traded, which is positive. On the negative side, we got 5.64 million traded and 29 trades, as you can see here. That tells you it's a kind of dead heat here between the bulls and bears, and bulls have got slight edge, as you can see here. But let's go into a little more detail. You could click on SI here and look at a little more detail. So I would click on it here. Look what's going on here. So, about say last 10 minutes of the trade here on Friday, look, we got a few big sweeps coming here. These are the big trades. All these big trades, as you can see here, there's a sell, selling the call, which is bearish, buying a put, again bearish. So all these folks are bearish about this company. They're selling the call or buying the put, as you can see here. So that's why you got to be slightly careful. Toward the end of the day on Friday here, we got a bunch of sweeps here. Look at the amount. There is a big premium amount here. So they're basically bearish and putting some money for the bearish positions here. So that's why you got to be slightly careful here. And if I go back to this one here, let's go back here. Look at Silvergate very quickly here. Look, Silvergate right now the price is 5.77. If I go here, look, they're selling 3.50 call, which is basically they're selling the call here. Typically when you sell the call, you are thinking you'll make some money here by selling the call, and you want to make sure the price goes. You want to make sure as you sell the call here, you're selling the call. If the price goes higher, you got to cover, but if the price goes lower, then you're in a good shape here. So these folks are really thinking the price of this stock will go lower than 3.50 by March 17, which is about say 2 weeks time frame here. All right, basically it's a negative. And you could do the same thing here. You could look at one more here. We could look at flow again, flow summary. We could look at BBBY, which is Bed Bath and Beyond. So as you look through BBBY here, look, this one has got a lot of positive here. Look, positive. There is a 9 of not BBY. This BBBY. One more B. All right, look, this one BBBY here looks like this is more positive. We got total 20 trades, 1.26 million, whereas just 90K on the bearish side. This is a little more bullish here. So if you want to buy some and speculate, you could be okay here, given there is a more bullish flow here from a option perspective. And you could also look at the chart here. You could go back here and say BBBY. There you go. So look, BBBY perspective, you could go into a 1 hour chart here. So chart perspective, there is nothing much going on here. There is not a good pattern. But if you go into say a 4 hour chart here, again, not much. Look, there is a news item here, and earning is coming in 39 days. Not too bad. As you look to the news item here, and Unisys down. There is nothing much going on here from a news item perspective. That's why at least I don't see too much catalyst here to put money at this time here. All right, let's go back here and look at a few more. We got Carvana here. Look, Carvana, as you can see here, RSI is 51, slightly high for me. I would be looking at lower RSI, but let's look at Carvana very quickly. Look, Carvana stock is going higher. That's a good sign. Look, stock is making a high here. RSI is slightly inching up, which is also a good story here. Stock is gaining some momentum, as you can see here. As you scan through here, Carvana earnings per share perspective, look, it's a nice negative here on a yearly basis, and sales is slightly improving on a year-on-year basis. Shares outstanding, they're issuing a lot of shares, which is not a good story here. And look, there is some old downgrade back in 2022, not a big story here. But as you look through here, look at the quarterly. You can click on quarterly here and look at the total revenue. Look, total revenue is coming, it has come down for the quarter ending 9/30, which is not a great story. And as we scan through here, look, we got some nice insider buying going on. Look at that insider buy, from these folks here. And the date is November 23, which is slightly older, as you can see here, but still the moment folks buy a lot, that tells you there is some good conviction from these insiders. The stock can go higher. Look, we got Ernie Garcia, who is the CEO. Look, he's buying a lot of shares, as you can see here, back in June. That tells you there is some confidence level from these execs. That's why it could be okay to buy some of these Carvana shares. So now you could go into optionstrat.com here, and I would cancel this out and go back to the flow here, and let's look at Carvana CVNA. All right, look, Carvana here. Look what's going on here. We got a positive stock option flow here, 525k, and bearish is just 388k. That's a good sign here. As you look through here, if you click on this, then you can see here what's going on. Look, there is a folks are buying call at 750 call, as you can see here. If I go back to Carvana here, stock price is let's see here, stock price is $10.09 here, and folks are buying call options at 750. That's a bullish sign. They're doing a sweep. That's a big chunk. They're putting $33,000. And they're also buying $9 call, and they're selling $12 put. It's all bullish sign here. That's why there is a good bullish sentiment in the stock by looking at last Friday's option flow here. That's why it's okay for you to put some money. Again, it's a speculative. Fundamentals are not great, but you could still put some money here, speculate some money, and go from there. All right, let's go back here to this platform here and look at one or two more here. Look, one more thing we can do here. The moment you have this platform here, even if you have a free version here, you could look at RSI. My favorite stocks are where RSI is less than say 50 or so. I could select here overbought less than 50. So the moment I do that here, look, I got nice list of stock here. All these stocks I got RSI less than 50 here. And look, I love Marathon Digital at these levels here. You could look at Marathon Digital very quickly. Look, Marathon Digital stock is slightly going higher on Friday, as you can see here. It's a crypto play. RSI is 45, stabilizing, trying to go higher, as you can see here. And as you scan through from a fundamental perspective, look, it's EPS is in a good positive direction, even though it's negative, but it's a nice trend here. It's improving. Sales is nice back in 2021, and shares outstanding is slightly higher. That's a concern, but it's not super high. That could be okay. And as you scan through here, look, we got sales. It's important to look at the revenue here on a quarterly basis. You could click on quarterly here and look at the total revenue. Look, from a total revenue perspective, let's see here. All right, look, total revenue came down for the quarter ending 9/30. So you got to be slightly careful here because revenue is coming down with all this crypto debacle. So that's why you got to be slightly careful. But if you are a crypto believer, given that crypto has fallen down so much, you could put some money here. Crypto always swings lower and goes higher. It's a nice nice stock if you're interested in to buy some. As crypto goes higher, it'll lift all these stocks like Marathon Digital and a few other crypto stocks along with it. All right, so if you also look at insiders here, look, insiders are buying December 29th. We got director buying here and CEO also buying, as you can see here. They're putting some money here, not too much money, but they're putting some money here. That's a good story. That shows these insiders they have the conviction the stock can go higher. All right, so let's look at Marathon Digital in the live option flow here and see what's going on here. I will remove this one here and go back to flow and look at Marathon Digital. All right, look, Marathon Digital, look, there's a nice positive sentiment here. On Friday, we got positive option flow, 370k, but look what's going on here. Negative option flow is much higher. It's almost double than the positive option flow here. That's why right now the sentiment is lower. This could be the time for it to slowly start accumulating, mainly because sentiment is lower and the RSI is also lower. All right, now let's go back here and look at a few more. All right, let's go into a few more here. We got few more stocks here. Always pay attention to the volume. I love when the volume is super high. So we could even do one thing. We could say here volume more than 5 million. So that way we don't look at some one-off type names here. Instead look at super nice volume here. Look, we got few with the nice and high volume here. And if you're an options trader, I would say even bump it up here over $10 million. The moment there is a very high volume, especially look, we got 10 million plus volume on last Friday here. That tells you these stocks have got nice option volume also. And look, we got few here. We got BY Marathon, we talked about it. Fubo TV, again look, it's down to came down big time here. Veru again down big time. So you want to make sure there is some positiveness here. As you scan through here, keep watching the change here. If there is some positive sign here, that's when you want to put some money. If the stock has dropped big time like Veru here, I would say don't catch the falling knife. Instead wait for stock to slightly go higher, then you can put some money here. Otherwise you got to be careful not to put money into the falling knife here. I also have after hours here. This is the change during the trading day here. This is the after hours change that tells you after hours Veru is slightly improving, as you can see here. All right, next what we'll do is we'll look at a few more names here. Look, we got few names. What we'll do is we'll go back to the platform here, TradingView. Look at some of these famous names like GameStop and see what's going on with GameStop. And I could also go back to this here. And if I remove my overbought here and say any, you should see some of these stocks like GameStop here. Look, we got few names here. Let's see, where is GameStop in this list? We don't see GameStop here. AMC is here. Look, AMC right here. AMC is it's trying to go higher. RSI, as you can see at 56, it's improving. And we could look at few names here. Look at AMC very quickly and see what's going on. Look, AMC stock is trying to go higher, as you can see here. Nice bounce on Friday. And look, the AMC, they're improving, as you can see here. Earnings per share is improving, but sales is also improving, as you can see here. But they issued a lot of stock, equity. That's going to be issue. That's why stock may be wondering where to go here. And look, it's got some neutral commentary here, but look, by looking at the price here, they're lowering the price target from 7.50 to 4.50. And the current stock price, as you can see here, 6.58. That's a negative sentiment here. As you scan through here, if you click on quarterly here, and you can see some quarterly revenue here. Go into the revenue. Look, on a quarterly basis, period ending 9/30/2022, revenue came down, which is not a great story. That's why you got to be slightly careful here. And if we go back to option strat here and go back here to the flow, and remove Marathon Digital here, and look, we can give AMC stock here. Look, AMC has got some nice positive sentiment here. Look, there is a lot of nice positive option volume, and look, there is also some negative, but its positive is much higher, 14 million compared to negative 1.94 million. And if you click on it, you can see some last few options trades here. Look, we got some sweeps and blocks, which is always good. They're selling a 7 put here, which tells you it's a bullish. They're putting a lot of money into 7 put. That's a good sign here. And if we go back here, stock price for the AMC is about 6.58. The reason they're putting a lot of money, 7 put here. That's why they're thinking by March 10th or March 19th, stock will go higher than $7. That's why they're putting a lot of money here. If the stock stays lower, they will lose that money here. And look, we got some, they're buying, there is some synthetic future here. And look, some folks are also buying some put here. But look at these big sweeps here. They're buying the call. They're selling some call, which is bearish. And they're also selling some put. Mostly it's more bullish in last few minutes, last 15 minutes, as you can see here. All right, let's go in here. You could also do one thing. You could remove some of these spreads here, and you could get a better picture here. The moment you remove spreads here, you can see there is a nice sweeps going on, bullish, and there is a buying call, which is again bullish. So it looks like there is some bullish sentiment here. If you are a believer in AMC, you could put some money because it's strengthening at this time here. All right, let's go back here and look at a few more here. Let's do one thing. Let's look at GameStop here, see what's going on with GameStop. I will bring up one more Finviz here. All right, let's look at GameStop and see what's going on with the GameStop here. Look, GameStop, we had a nice rally on Friday. It's about $18, as you can see here. And look, from a fundamental perspective, not great fundamental. Earnings per share on a yearly basis is coming down, not a great story. Sales is improving, that's a good thing. And shares outstanding is kind of stabilizing, that's also a great thing here. And look, there's a downgrade, it's a whole downgrade. I would not worry about this one here. And as you scan through down here, let's look at the quarterly basis here. Total revenue is slightly improving. That's a good story here. I think company is at least doing some good job here. And as you scan through here, look, we got some insider buy going on here back in March 24th. March 24th, which is last year, which is a year ago. As you can see here, we got some nice positive sentiment here from the directors. That's again a good story. Folks are buying, insiders are buying. That's again a good story here. All right, let's go back here and look at option flow here, and let's remove AMC and go into option flow summary and look at GameStop. All right, look, GameStop overall, look, there is a nice bullish sentiment. Look at 47K, but look, there is a bearish sentiment is more, so you got to be slightly careful if you want to buy some and buy some and accumulate. You could do it mainly because there is a lot of bearish sentiment. Bearish sentiment is more compared to bullish sentiment. And if you click on it, if you can see here, you got buying the put going on here, selling the call. Both are bearish. Looks like there is a sweep there. They want to buy call or sell call as a sweep. That tells you they want to do it in a rush, and they think stock will go down below 18.50. So there is some bearish sentiment going on here. That's why you got to be slightly careful. But if you want to buy some and hold, expecting a squeeze, given the short ratio is high, you could do that too. All right, let's go back here, and I think we looked at many of these main stocks here, and let's see here what else is interesting. And we got some place like AI, which is which is going higher with association to AI, artificial intelligence, and chat GPT. I would not be chasing this one at this price here. And we got JWN. This could be a good one here. I'm slowly buying some JWN. They always come and go higher after a while as the situation improves. Right now all the retail stocks are coming down. Could be a good one to slowly buy some. And we got SPCE, a nice rally here. I would not be putting my money at this time here. I would rather go into JWN here, given RSI is below 50, as you can see here. And we got Riot Blockchain, again one of my favorite stock here, and RSI is 53 here. You could put some money here, but I love when the RSI is below 50 here. So with that, we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.